We're talking about uh, belief, belief in uh, Parsh Zaman, belief in getting the base of English back, belief in coming to the coast in 40 days. The Gemara in Tainis is Kamakod Bali Amana. I want to share with you. Recently, I davened for 40 days at the coast for certain Indian, and I finished um, right before um, right before Shabbos before Hashanah. It was a Friday morning, and Friday afternoon I came back to the coastal, and I davened again. I davened for this time. I davened for the return of the base of Mikdash and the Gula Bakara. Gula Bakara. In any event, as I was leaving Kosa, I was walking Shabbos Suda by Rav Yaakov Hillel, and we walked through the Arab Quarter, through Shar Shechem, as many Jews do Friday night, Friday afternoon, Friday night. And I, as I was walking past some of our Arab cousins, so I received a strong smack in the arm, just one punch in the arm. And I continued walking. I didn't think too much of it. It was from an Arab woman, and it bothered me a little bit that things don't happen without reason. Like, why did I get that punch? Maybe I've been doing something wrong with my arm, or maybe um, God is trying to tell me something. In any event, I didn't ask Rav Yaakov Hillel because I know he really doesn't appreciate these types of things. But I just kind of put it on the back burner. And over Sukkot, my wife, Baruch Hashem, she's recovering from an operation. She asked me to borrow some English books. I got some books from Rabbi Benjamin Kazansky. And one night I was going to sleep in Sukkah. I was having trouble falling asleep. I opened up that book to read one of the very inspiring stories. I think it's even called Inspired, this book. And it's chapter 42. And he talks about that Yosef Chaim Sonnenfeld once had a similar story to me. He was walking through Shar Shechem and he got flattened by one of our cousins. And he wasn't upset at all. Someone asked him, "You're not upset about this?" He said, "No, just the opposite. I have a Kabbalah, I have a transmission that if you daven for something and then you get, um, right after that, you get hurt, get attacked, hurt, then that's a sign that your tefillahs will be answered. That's a sign your tefillahs will be answered." So at that moment in the sukkah, I had great joy because it helped me understand that right after I davened, Mashiach should come very quickly. I was able to get a punch in the arm. And although I wasn't flattened to the ground, Baruch Hashem, like Yosef Chaim Sonnenfeld, it was a little painful to get that punch in the arm. And I hope that is a sign that Mashiach will come very soon. Now, do you have to believe this is true or not true? Right? There's a lot of stories. Right? The author seems to be a very big Yerushalayim from the way he writes, and I'm quite positive there's accuracy in the story that really happened with Yosef Chaim Sonnenfeld. Number one, and number two is that if you really believe it, Hashem does send us signs. Of course, we are not necessarily privy to understand all these signs. That's when it happened to me. I had no idea what was going on, why I was being punched in the arm. But we have a Kabbalah from Yosef Chaim Sonnenfeld that tefillahs, that when a person is accosted after prayer, when a person is accosted after prayer, then that's a sign that their tefillahs will be accepted. Then I believe it. I have a munah that this will be true, right? And in fact, believing in the Gula is from the Yud Gimel Ikrim. Ani mamin be'emunah shleima b'yas Mashiach afal pishin. Right? Im kol zeh. Right? Afal pishin mismameh. Im kol zeh chakila. We're going to wait. And the fact that we have Amunah, the Yud Gimel Ikrim, the fact that we have Amunah, that strengthens it. That makes it come quicker and quicker. So, again, the tefillah for the gula, I hope it will be answered. And the punch they received, I hope it's a sign from above. This year is Motzi Shemitah. And Chazal tell us that Motzi Shemitah ben David bar. Chazal also tell us, the Medrash in the Bereshis, if you see the nations of the world fighting, it's Ragli Mashiach. It means Mashiach is on the way. Now, does that mean Mashiach will sure come? No, because you need to have tshuva. You need tshuva. And as my Yeshiva, Rashi Kushlevsky, told me not long ago, that it has to be also that we come to a clarity that there's no hope any other way. We have to view the world that there's absolutely no way to continue unless Mashiach comes. Life has become completely, well, he's already intolerable, but impossible. Life is impossible without Mashiach. We have to realize that. And we're getting there. We're getting there. The world is bringing us to that recognition, hopefully. But perhaps we're not there yet. Perhaps we have a little bit more to go. And we have to work on this. So Hashem should help us. He should help us strengthen our Amunah. First of all, in the Bari Elam, that's the most important Amunah. And then the Yud Gimel Ikrim. Mashiach will come. And all the other Ikrim that we're supposed to have Amunah in. And if we decide to place our Amunah in concepts like Parsh Saman, or davening 40 days to the Kosel, or getting punched by our cousins in the Kosel vicinity, we decide to place our Amunah these concepts, then we should do it with all our hearts and with full belief. And we have a Gemara in Tainis, Tavches, that says, Kamakog Bali Amunah. You really believe in it. And that's why this young woman called me a few weeks ago and asked me. She was, I think, 7 days in to 40 days. And she wanted to know if she should continue. Because her Rebbe was a big tzaddik and Talmid Chacham. Big Talmid Chacham and tzaddik. Told her that he doesn't have a Kabbalah, that this is something you should do. And he's Rav David Morgenstern, who was the Talmud, one of the Talmud Mufhakim of Rav Elyashiv. And I told her, listen, if your Rebbe says that, you should listen to your Rebbe, number one. And number two, look, if you don't believe in it, I don't think it's going to work. I told her the Gemara about the Cholda and the Bor. So, whatever we're doing to bring a Yeshua, right, whether it's carrying a copy of the first edition of the Noam Melech, Parsha Man, davening 40 days here at the Kosa, whatever it is, we should do it as Bali Amana. We should be Bali Amana. We should believe strongly in Hashem, and we should, if we have a Kabbalah from Chazal, we should believe in that as well. Right? There are all these stones that the Rajva talks about that can have a very powerful effect on a person, health-wise and other ways. And if the Rajva says it, I believe it. Right? I believe what the Rajva says. A lot of our halachas are built on the Rajva and the Rambam and other Rishonim. Right? So if Rishon says something, I believe it. I believe it 100%. Therefore, let's all strengthen our Amunah as much as we can, especially in Hashem. And if we're doing these methodologies to bring Yeshuas, let's believe in them with a full heart. If you don't believe in it, I don't think it's worth too much. I don't think it will make an impact on you. But if you believe in it and it makes an impact on you, then it's a davar gadol ma'od. And kol hakavod to those who are engaging in these activities. Hashem should help all of us and bring us the salvation that we need quickly. He should answer our prayers, and He should have mercy on us and bring the redemption speedily. Amen. For our son.